Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, a happy Monday to you all. Let us continue with the new music we've got to cover today. We have one more album to get through, and this is a whopper because this is EXO's Exist album, the studio length album. This being my first ever EXO era has been such an enjoyable time for me because I am learning about a group that I've always known about, and I know certain individual members and their music. But hearing them together, and following it day of release, actually properly sitting down and listening to a release like this, makes me feel good as a multi that I'm properly taking the time to learn a group that has become such an icon in the industry now. Long overdue, but it's been very much worth it. It's been a very enjoyable time. Now, if you're new around here on these album listens, what we do is we just go over the songs that we haven't listened to yet. So even though this may be a 9-track studio length album, we're only doing 6 because I'm fresh off of doing the MV for Cream Soda, and we've watched and I guess by extension listened to both Hear Me Out and Let Me In as part of the pre-release drops that dropped over the past month or so. So the album listen, if you're new around here, do if this has somehow managed to stay on YouTube, timeline below is going to be chapter based off of whatever song we're listening to. So we're going to be covering Regret It, Private Party, Cinderella, No Makeup, Love Fool, and Another Day. So, if you're in for the long haul like me, welcome aboard. Let's jump right into it. There is a possibility that this gets blocked, which it's an SM album, and I do not have a great track record when it comes to surviving the YouTube Content ID block. So if this is over on the pCloud or the offsite archive, then apologies, there are no timestamps for that. But we'll make do with what we've got. So this is track number 2 on the album. This is Regret It. Lyrics by Jang Sung Min of Love Studio and Chanyeol. Oh, Chanyeol goes by Loey. Interesting. Did not know that. I see he's on. Is it the only song he's on? Either way, that's very cool that there's a member involved with this. Okay. Composition. Oh, Dem Joints. Dem Joints, Lucky Day, Prince Charles, Jeremy Tay Jasper, and Adrian McKinnon, and arranged by Dem Joints. Oh boy, we got a Dem Joints track to start off. Here we go.
I'm on your side, I'm on your side, I'm on your side, let's bring it, baby.
We gotta bounce.
모든 건 너로 시작됐어. 모든 걸 걸어 준비됐어. Dive in. Tell me, 너를 볼 때면 달리는 맘이 나를 어디로 데리고 갈지 어디든 있어줄래 영원히 내 모든 하루는 너에게 뛰어들어 벗어나고 싶지 않아 no way out 단 한 번의 강렬함에 take down So baby let me know 지금 너의 맘 나의 모든 건 너
Bit on the quiet end of
So don't make me regret it 그렇길 바래 made it
Oh, huge rush of energy.
길을 잃지 않게 해줘 Don't make me regret it 모든 건 너로 시작했어 모든 걸 Don't make me regret it 못할 수 없다면 just go on 후회 없이 내게 말해봐
Lots of textures going on. Oh.
후회 없이 내게 말해봐 Lazy 두번 달 수는 없을 이 떨림 깊은 꿈에서 깨어나듯이
I love that the kind of volume and the energy for this song just goes really low and then really high, and there's that kind of oscillation going back and forth.
So don't make me regret it 그렇길 바래 made it 널 향한 나의 맘이 길을 잃지 않게 해줘 Don't make me regret it 모든 건 너로 시작했어 모든 걸 Don't make me regret it
I'm very quickly realizing that if it's an EXO song, regardless if it's a title track or not, you are gonna get some smooth vocals. And it's not like just like one member. You don't know who's gonna give you the smooth vocals, but so many members can do it.
So don't make me regret.
There is an outro. Yeah. Okay. Very nice indeed. Yeah, with EXO, it's so much fun. Is you really are just gonna get a right hook out of nowhere of just the vocal runs. And it can come from like 5, 6, 7 different members, 7, 8 different members. And it's so cool. As someone who loves a good vocal part, hearing so many little vocal runs like that, oof, you can feel the soul in it. But also, the bounce they put into their music, like, hip-hop isn't, like, my primary genre of music that I listen to. But what I do know is that the bounce it provides, the energy that bounce provides, is so cool to experience. And Regret It is kind of another one of those songs where it's like, oh, you got that bounce, but then you got the smooth vocals on top, and they're flying on the high notes, and it's like all the high notes that are held got a little bit of a wibble wobble, you know. It's like past the point of vibrato. There's actual like note modulation in there as well. Nice little runs. They're always so buttery smooth. Surprisingly though, not an extremely imposing song. It's not one of those songs where it's like, I have to be front and center of your ears or else it's not the proper way to listen to it. No, it's not an extremely in-your-face song. It's actually quite smooth to listen to. It's just got such a nice bounce to it that you kind of just move along to it. But that bounce, it doesn't target your senses. It just kind of fills the air around you. And I like that balance of it. Very nice. Alright, next up, Private Party. Lyrics by Moon Sori. Composition Brendan Areaga, Landon Sears, Rudy Sandapa, Kaylin Bayer, and MZMC. Now these are names I've seen on previous like SM albums as well. Arrangement by Styles Fuego, Rudy Sandapa, and MZMC. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people from that Shiny album as well, like producers carrying over, so nice to see some familiar names there. Here we go. Oh, I can't find the meter, hold on. It's in 4. Now this is a song that will go. This is a song that makes itself known. Oh my goodness, this blend of the string section is so interesting. Wow. This is actually a pretty complex song in terms of like the pieces that go into it. Lots of moving parts. Also a much more rap prominent song, but I don't mind it, especially with this beat. But again, we're getting the vocal fills here and there. I'm gonna be honest, I got so lost in this song, I have no idea where we are. I'm pretty sure this is the bridge or the final pre-chorus. Oh, a little breakdown in there as well. Wow. Wow. That one packs a punch, don't it? That's definitely one of those songs that's more up close in your face than the others on the album so far. I don't hate it though. I really don't. In fact, I quite enjoyed it. I'm glad we're actually getting a little bit of a rap-heavy song now, especially on top of a beat that's got such, again, I reckon I'm gonna use this term a lot, but it's got so much bounce to it. Oh, and it's a quick song too. Lots of pace behind it. Interestingly though, it's one of those songs that does contrast really well. Like, you've got your melodic bits, you've got your rap bits, and the way they kind of bridge the gap is to literally just put the two together and just have them on top of each other. And there's no, like, really, there's no part of the song where you may say you have like a really melodic melody and then you've got like a almost melodic but still kind of considered like a rap verse. No. When they kind of like want to bridge the gap between the melodic and the rap rhythmic side of it, they just put them together. And surprisingly, it's not an overwhelming combination when you put them on top of each other. They work quite well together, in fact, especially that final chorus when you've got the moving parts in both camps going at the same time. Like, as imposing as I thought this song was going to be off rip, when it was, boom, you feel that first beat right away, not that bad. Not that bad to listen to at all. Pleasantly surprised by that one. Alright. Next up, this is Cinderella. Lyrics by Isu Ran. Composition, Jackson Morgan, Brandon Arriaga, Kyle Buckley, Charles Robert Nelson, MZMC. Arrangement by Pink Slip, Inverness, or should I say Inverness, and MZMC. Alright. Again, some familiar faces. Xylophone style synths.
Yeah.
There it is. What an interesting chorus.
다 뒤집어 fairy tale. 벌써 심장이 아릿해. It's just you and nobody else. 온통 널 가둬버린 법칙들은 깨. 사라질 너 이곳에 남을 유리고 두원 나지게 나. 이대로 제발 떠나지 마. 둘만의 꿈을 깨버리지 마. 익숙한 이 장면 속에 결국 널 잃은 채.
Yeah, this is a song that's The word to describe it is big. There's a lot, and it's trash. It's huge in your ears. That delayed drop is so interesting. It's not a one-time thing. Oh, a little bit of pan action going on with the snares. Oh, and no delay on the drop for the final chorus. Whoa. Oh, that is a song that packs a whopper of a punch. Okay. I thought it was going to be kind of like tropical. Very far from it. Oh. Again, though, the high vocals. You know what? I'm going to go back to that very last note before the final chorus because this is my channel, I can do what I want, but... The way they build that chord there. The way they build it in the space around you, and you can hear... Oh, I don't actually know how well it'll come across on this recording, but if you go and listen to this with a proper headset of stereo headphones that have left and right channels, like different left and right channels, and you listen to 2 minutes 10 roughly about Cinderella, the fact that every single note comes at you from a different place around you in the soundscape, and that final combination you get of that glorious chord. Because right now, the snare's panning, but the song is very central. Yeah, because you get the voice right in the middle, then you go left, then you go right, and then you go up higher behind you. And that's how they build that chord, is in pieces around you, and you feel... And you understand that 3D space around you, and that, for me, is the moment of the song. Oh, one more time, one more time, one more time. I swear, one last time. Cinderella. Whoa, Cinderella. And then we get the release on time for the final chorus. Yeah. Vocally, Cinderella might be my favorite song. There's just so much going on with it. It's super high, and it's genuinely, it's that one moment at the end of the post-chorus, or at the end of the bridge that does it for me. Nice. Very nice. Alright, next up, No Makeup. We are now halfway, right? Or we just, yeah, this is second half. No Makeup. Lyrics by Moon Sori. Composition, Greg Bonnick, Hayden Chapman, Adrian McKinnon, 7 Days, and arrangement by London Noise. Oh, alright, so we have a Dem Joints track and a London Noise track on this album. Ooh, alright, let's go.
살짝 번진 너의 립스틱 더 바를 필요 없는 걸 허락해줘 내가 직접 모두 지워버리고 싶어 금세 터질 듯한 심장 그 어떤 색보다 자극적인 너의 green light 길고도 아슬할 tonight 이성의 끈을 잘라놔 yeah, 적당히 엉클어진 듯한 네 머릿결 하나까지 다
Yeah. yeah, the vocals.
조금씩 더 맘을 열기 솔직한 널 보여줘 So take the makeup
Give it a little bit of the run.
off 눈부신 조명은 전부 꺼놔 내게 넌 하루도 충분할 테니 지금 네 분위기는
There's a very small hint of that late night aesthetic to it. It's a little bit, I think, too bright to be a late night vibe song, but it's got traces of it, for me at least.
시선 끝이 부딪힌 순간에 시간마저 다 멈춘 것 같은 걸 And there's something I love about you I love you when I make up on 꾸밈 없는 모습까지 beautiful 굳이 신경 안 써도 네 예쁜 눈코입
Oh, and it's that building chord too.
조금씩 더 맘을 열기 솔직한 날 보여줘 So take the makeup off 천천히 baby please 원한다면 다 take it all love 더 확실해진 서로의 마음
Oh, that little three-part round. Ooh.
설레는 그 이유 그다음은 너야 I love it when the makeup on 꾸밈 없는 모습까지 beautiful 굳이 신경 안 써도
Oh, I love that the instrumental isn't here yet.
코입 위에 살짝 남긴 kiss like
There it is. Oh, I love that we got so much vocal there.
솔직한 널 보여줘 no. So take the makeup off 이 순간 숨김없는 모습으로
Late rap
진짜의 널
verse.
보여줘 Baby you don't need no makeup 우린 더 편안하고 자연스러운 모습으로 함께 웃어 Baby you don't need no makeup 여기 내 옆에서 가장 너다울 수 있게 No So take your makeup off
Wow. Yeah. I think towards the latter half of the song, we definitely got more the nighttime like smoothness to it, which is a kind of an aesthetic that I've been really getting into recently. Like we're getting more songs, especially B-sides on albums that are going with that kind of late night direction, and they've been really good. I love smooth music like this. But you know how I said how like impressive I thought the vocal performance with Cinderella was. Now hold on, no makeup might. Wait, no makeup. Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought I jumped a spot on the cue or something. No, we're good. No, no makeup. Genuinely might have just taken the crown for the most impressive vocal performance. There was so much vocal in that. And the fact that like this wasn't a purely vocal song either makes it, I think, that much more impressive because holy smokes, the vocal parts are rich. It's like if you go to like a steakhouse. I love using food analogies because I'm a big like fan of cooking myself, but if we're talking about food analogies, like if you have just like a normal vocal performance with, you know, like one vocal part, kind of like exposed vocals, things like that, not much harmony. It's like a steak with mashed potatoes and then maybe like a bottle of HP brown sauce or A1 steak sauce, wherever you are in the world, just like a sauce on the side. Yep, you know, like the steak's nicely seasoned, the mashed potatoes nice and buttery, but it's like everything's all in its individual components and it's just like they're on the plate, right? That's perfectly fine and all, you know, the steak's delicious, the mashed potatoes really creamy, and the sauce goes along with it, it's very nice. No makeup and the vocal parts for no makeup, for me, it's like you have a really nice plate of steak and mashed potatoes, but then you've got this really creamy mushroom sauce that you pour over the steak that dribbles over into the mashed potatoes and it blends in, but the mashed potato is also laced with this herby butter on top, and it's got a little sprig of parsley on top of the steak to make it nice and pretty, and there's a nice lightness to it. There's like a nice spice in the seasoning that the steak has. really decadent creaminess in the sauces, but the potato or the mashed potatoes got a really nice body to it. You know, tastes of potato, really nice and smooth. But there's also a little chunks of potato in there for those of you who like the chunky potato mashed potatoes. And it's like this is a full on package. This is a full meal packed in one song. Ooh, ooh. Okay, move on before I make myself too hungry because it's coming up very quickly to dinner time for me, and I'm very hungry. But next up, Love Fool, lyrics by Cha Yubin of Very Goods, team Very Goods, composition John Mars, Christian Fast, Jimmy Clayson, and arrangement by John Mars. Okay, here we go.
넌 가끔 다정하게 굴지만 착각인 듯 다가가면 알수 가늠할 수 없는 온도가
Oh, I love that bass synth.
No, 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 no. 둘 사이 틈 매일이 다르고 어쩔 땐 꼭 못된 장난 같아도 내겐 늘 기꺼이 치고 싶어 난 Oh my, 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 my. 짧은 한마디 몇 글자로도 충분할 테니 난 듣고 싶어 Get away, you can get away 내게로 와 말해줄게 내 답 I feel like a fool 헤매어 난 매일 What you want, what you want 너로만 fool 가득 찬 내 맘이 What's going on Give me that truth, give me that Give me that, give me that truth
I love that little stop through there. It stops you from like really getting lost in the music because it brings you back. Oh, and the little subharmonic growl. And I love that they kept the beat from the vocal part in the rap verse as well.
하루 종일 너만 보고 싶어 Get away, you can get away 내게로 와
I love the quick cadence of the rap verse as well. Especially in the pre-chorus, when you've got that riser that's naturally building more energy, that with cadence just adds to the energetic build. Very smart placement. Yeah, I love the little odd pause there.
정해져 있어 기다려도 좋아 얼마든지 take it slow 내 다음은 미소 내만 넘어가 I feel like a fool 궁금해 네 매일 What you do, what you do 자꾸만
The vocal fry. The vocal fry in the post-chorus is a very interesting touch. It adds a completely different texture to the song. It's that crackle of that audio fry, or of the vocal fry. There's something about it that's just so audibly interesting to listen to. That I don't know what it is about it. But Love Fool. Oh, this is a game of extremes right here. You got the really high floaty vocals, and then you got the little vocal fry. Like it's like the super melodic chorus offset with the very rhythm and rap heavy and the vocal fries of that post chorus. You've really flipped the script on it. But again, another one of those songs that has some very, very smart compositional choices in it for me. Like whether it's the the pauses in the chorus, offsetting that high chorus with the low post chorus. putting the fast cadence of the quick, like, short rap sections in the build during the pre-chorus for that chorus release. Yeah, this song is a very efficient song in how it's been written and like the little energetic moments within it, and I love that. Ooh, okay. Last but not least, well, this is track number 8, Another Day. I know Let Me In is technically the final song, but again, for those of you who skipped ahead from the beginning and the explanation for it, since we've done it, or since we listened to it already when it dropped as a pre-release long while ago, we're not going to be listening to it again because time constraints and I have things to do tonight. So, last song for this album listen, this is Another Day. Lyrics by Mola, PNP, and Chamane. Composition by Enkita, Maria Hazel, Matthew Grant, Robin Ellingson, Balas Harko, and Chamen. With Kenita, Maria Hazel, Matthew Grant, Robin Ellingson, and Balas Harko on arrangements. Okay, here we go.
다시 시작해 네 머릿속에 생각들은 비운 채다 지나버린 순간들은 뒤로 해 괜한 앞선 걱정들도 놔줄래 모두 흘러가게 어제의
I was struggling to find the meter during that first part. Lots of elasticity in the beat. It's not like constricting itself to be on the beat, every single time. There's a bit of flexibility there.
Another day 처음인데 다시 뜨는 해 또 다른 하루 어제와 달라 새로워 전부 마음껏 채워가 뭘 해도 좋은 Another
Again, they're not firm on the downbeat every single time, and there's that elasticity to the kind of major beat. Very interesting.
누가 뭐라 해도 변치 않는 사실은 You're incredible 내일을 알 수 없지만 난 왠지 더 기대돼 Realize 얘눈 뜨면 다시 Another day 처음인데
With the way that pre-chorus builds, I almost expect this chorus to be a lot louder. I'm kind of surprised at how tame this chorus is. But considering this is EXO and like based off the rest of the album, I shouldn't be this surprised. Switch up the cadence for the second time through.
Another day 바로 지금 너는 좋기엔 너무 아까운 뜨거운 낮과 눈부신 밤들 이 순간 그려가 새로운 나를 Another day You Yeah Another
Oh my goodness. How many times have I said this during this album listen? I love just the ridiculous amount of vocals you got on an EXO track. It's... Oh, wow. I'm like almost to the point where I'm vocally overwhelmed with the amount of vocals there is on the album. And like, admittedly, this is my very first EXO, like, full EXO release that I'm checking out from end to end. So maybe this is why I'm feeling overwhelmed, but have EXO always had this rich of a vocal section for every single one of their songs? Because if that's the case, looks like I might need to do a little EXO deep dive of my own at some point in the future. But as for Another Day in particular, the flexibility of the song is really intriguing to me. And it's not just that kind of major beat thing I was talking about, but there's also a certain flexibility in the vocals as well. Like there's a flexibility of like being able to play around with the vocal melody a little bit, play around with the cadence of the rap sections. It's like it's not a very hardwired like firm. It's like it's like comparing military boot camp to summer camp in a way. Like they both give you directions, but one's gonna be really on your ass about, being firm on the beat. Everything needs to be crispy clean. With this, there's so much play involved with it, and it's a song that doesn't need that firm kind of or law and order because it naturally sets itself into place. And even though there's that section in the final chorus where you have even though you have a section like that, and me with my classical brain knows that that vocal part isn't coming in firmly on the downbeat of every measure, I don't really care. Because that flexibility of it, listening to that flexibility is so intriguing to me that I want to hear it offbeat. Like, let me clap the hard beats and then I'm pretty sure you'll already know, but just like prove a point. I'll clap along with the beats. So. It's like they're just a hair late after the main downbeat, but it's the way they've been blended into the song where there's like a gradual, like it's like a fade in and a little bit of like a blend action going on into the beat or into the later half of that first beat that just gives it that little unique characteristic of it that you really don't get on any other song. Or at least not on any other song that I've listened to in this year. Oh. Look, I didn't know what I was getting myself into with this because I'd only known EXO and just a handful of their title tracks, and that's it. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Starting with like a pre-releases from this era, I've enjoyed every single one of them immensely. I enjoyed the title track immensely, but this album, I'm like borderline overwhelmed with how much processing power I've used for it, and that's not a bad thing. There's so many little things about each song that I really appreciated listening to that I'm glad this is like the last thing I'm recording today because my brain is tuckered out from it. It's the entire album, the music that's in it is so complex yet so rich with little details that it's like I reckon I could listen to this album again and find things that I missed first time through. And it'll be the same cycle over and over and over until I binge this album 10 times over. And it's mighty impressive. And it kind of shows, one, just the experience they have in the industry and the experience they have within this kind of group setting. And I know there's been members that have, come and gone. But even so, like, you can kind of hear the experience and, like, the veteranness of this group through the music they've produced and the things they're doing with the music that they've produced. And frankly, I am impressed beyond belief at how much I enjoyed this. But that is it for me today. Hopefully this survived YouTube. If it didn't, thank you all for watching over on the P Cloud. But as is the case with every single video, one last request from me today. Let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world. Whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend an ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.